does have his medevacs out now, so that in mind. Yeah, that attack gets held off a little bit, which sucks, so I just focus on taking this back, which goes fairly well. And take out one. I'm not going to get that medevac because it flies away a little bit too fast, but no biggie. After this, he doesn't really change up his strategy much. He does take out my constant. I do have my first Immortal out, building a couple more. Again, just because I was afraid of the possibility of siege tanks, although he's only got the factory, and he takes out my probe, which sucks. So at this point, I totally should have changed my strategy because he doesn't have a tech lab on there. So, as we go back to this, income, as I was saying, with the probes, 33 to 19. So I do like to focus on my probes. I am rebuilding that Nexus at my natural. My Immortals are on the field now. I try to bring in a couple of more units here to rebuild my losses, which were huge, sadly. There's the thermal lance, which is really important for me. Beyond that, I should probably start trying to warp in a couple more units here. But first, I decided to rebuild my down proxy pylon, because without that proxy pylon, the gate is pretty much crappy. So he's trying to do another drop, it looks like. Which I don't... Actually, that timing was perfect. For me, anyway. Did he actually see that? No, he did not. Beautiful. So my Colossus are finally coming out here. Which is awesome. They'll join up with the bulk of this army, and my proxy pylon is done. So, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of units because he is preparing for this drop, it looks like. So I get attacked, and I instantly react with sending in all of these units. He does screw up my probe population a little bit. Not a big deal because I do have this stuff over here, so I just need to rebuild all that. And everything is totally fine. The interesting thing that he does, he just does a full-out retreat, I believe, with these medevacs when he could easily keep harassing me and pin down while I try to rebuild my probe population. Interestingly enough, he doesn't, though. He just goes into full retreat. Back to his base to link up with these guys as he builds into his natural. He's very smart with his missile turret production because I do like to go DT sometimes, depending on what I'm going up against. Especially Zerg DTs. I love doing DTs against Zerg. But in this game I decided that Colossi and Immortal were a little bit better, so that's what I did. I do keep a couple of my units up here just in case he decides to come back. But he never does. Yeah, they just sit here and he completely forgets about them. So, I'm getting ready to move out here fairly quickly, I believe. Yeah, just rallying all the units together with that Immortal. And we get going pretty quickly. So my pro production is back up to a semblance of what it used to be, and now I surpass him. So that was a little bit of a setback from the drop, but not a big deal. We always manage to come back here a little bit. I don't know what it's like for you guys out today, but for me it is raining like hell. Ugh. Grizzly day. So I see him build this Viking here, and I'm just trying to harass him a little bit to bring down some of his production facilities, show a bit of his troops. Sadly, I don't have blink on my stalkers, which is something I really should have gotten. So my Colossus back out because of the Vikings, and I destroyed one of his Vikings, which is totally awesome. He chases me a little bit, not a big deal. And at this point, he brings all of his troops back in because he perceives a threat in his base. I warp in a couple more stalkers at my proxy pylon, and we get started a little bit early here. And this is where things get very interesting because he's trying to pull me and counter everything. I destroy that turret, and then things get real as everything dies. My Colossus is perfectly positioned. He's not microing very well, and I just take out everything. It was fantastic. So at this point, medivacs go down. He tries to bring in another Marauder, but that doesn't go well. My Colossus do get taken out, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I've got lots of Stalkers and Immortals there for the big damage. So he tries to increase as much as he can in response to me being in his base, but at this point the game is basically over, I think. He does try to do a little bit of stuff with the command center at his natural, but it doesn't go anywhere. I'm just trying to take out production facilities at this point. He has that Marauder there, but he quickly. And now I'm just trying to do damage to his supply as Havoc reigns in his base. He tries to counter with these guys, but I see them coming, so I just warp in a bunch of crap. To stop that, I do have my pylon here, and he's bringing over his SCVs, and he lifts that off. And I don't actually see these guys go by because I'm still somewhat focused on doing damage up here and warping in a lot of guys over here, because yeah, I'm bringing in more Immortals. And I don't see these guys either. What I do see go by, actually, eventually, is he brings, let me wait for it here. Not yet, but eventually I see his medivacs, fly across my pylon here, which I totally see. And that totally gives him away, so I bring in all the crap I can. He's trying to bring up his supply. For whatever reason, he doesn't have. The game is basically over at this point. Everything is gone for him. There his medivacs go as my troops are moving across, so I'm like, yep, he's over here. And I just bring everything I can as quickly as I can to deal with the possibility of, I have no idea how built up this base is, so I'm just trying to get in here to destroy as much as I can as quick as I can. He does try to wall me off with a couple of racks, but that doesn't go very well for him. And this game is going to end pretty quickly here. Maybe 5 seconds left in the game. Yeah, he's left. I just need a little bit of mop up. So that is my first game, guys. Tell me what you think. I am a little bit rusty. So, yeah, any pointers, any comments you want to make, that's totally fine by me. Float any ideas you've got for me by me, and I'll totally take them into consideration with what I'm going to do. Next I'm going to try and post a couple of videos of me doing some shooting out in the mountains by where I live. And beyond that, thank you for watching my video. This is Shadow Reaver 33.